Lightroom, Lightroom Classic, Lightroom Mobile, bunch of different options, bunch of differences, bunch of similarities. We're going to talk about that this week on Hands-On Photography. Hands-On Photography is brought to you from LastPass Studios. Keeping passwords on notes or spreadsheets doesn't work anymore. LastPass easily keeps track and creates unique passwords for every site you use. Visit lastpass.com/twit.
This is TWiT.
Hey everybody, I'm Pruitt. This is Hands-On Photography here at TWiT.tv. Hope y'all are doing well. Unbelievable as always around here in the wonderful town of Petaluma. Appreciate y'all hopping in and joining us each and every week here on the network. Now that you're here, go ahead and take a second and hit subscribe in your favorite podcatcher of choice. You can find us on twit.tv/hop, and you'll see all of the subscription options available there. We're available on Spotify, we're available on Google Play, we're available on YouTube, whatever podcatcher you have. Search us out there, hit subscribe, download all of the previous shows so you can go ahead and get yourself squared away and caught up in being a much better photographer than yesterday. The way I like to do this show, folks, is to sit down and just walk you through different tips and tricks that I have learned over the years to help myself be a much better photographer and end up getting some paid gigs, because photography can be quite a challenge, and it will take a little bit of time and a lot of practice to help you get to that next level. And all of our previous episodes will walk you through getting started with just how does the camera work, and then we'll go through composition, so on and so forth, just to help you out. So go back and check out all of those previous episodes. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get into this week's tutorial and discussion. And I'm going to basically answer a question that's been coming up quite a bit in my Twitter feed, which is ant_Pruitt on Twitter, if you want to follow me, by the way, as well as just in our email as hop@twit.tv. And the question is, hey, Ant, what's this Lightroom stuff? There's Lightroom Classic, there's Lightroom CC, what is the difference? And I get it, folks. That is a very, very confusing topic nowadays. Adobe has not made it any easier for us. You went from having Lightroom Classic about 2 years ago. The app didn't really change much, just the name. And then they added Lightroom CC, and then they totally dropped Lightroom CC. The app didn't change, just the name did. And then they dropped Lightroom Classic to just Lightroom. Totally confusing. I'm going to take a couple of minutes here to walk you through the differences of those. So first, I'm going to open up Lightroom here on my laptop here. Lightroom is a image editor first and foremost, but it allows you to work with the cloud. If you are a Creative Cloud member, you can put all of your images inside of Lightroom, and this stuff will be uploaded up to the cloud and backed up there for your liking. You can pop in here and do all of the different image editing that we have done in the past, where we walk through exposure and all of the different sliders here. Nothing to it, pretty simple, straightforward interface, and it's nicely designed. The beauty of this app is it's also available in a mobile version, so you don't necessarily have to strictly use your laptop or your desktop computer. You can also use your iPad or Android tablet or even your mobile phone. I use Lightroom on my mobile phone quite a bit when I'm trying to do some quick and dirty edits. Sometimes I'm just out and about shooting something, like, you know, hanging out with the family here in San Francisco, and I'll just snap a beautiful shot of them, and I want to share it, but I can't quite share it without doing a little bit of touch up on it. And that's when Lightroom Mobile pops in for me. So I'll pull it up on my mobile phone. The interface is going to look exactly like it looks here on the laptop. Adobe did a great job with making that easy and unifying the experience. Now, another thing about this, because it's cloud-based, the shots that I took on my phone and uploaded to Lightroom Mobile, if you will, on my phone, when I sit down at my desk, those images are going to pop up right here on the laptop. Like right now, we're looking at this screen where I was doing some shelter-in-place photography during this COVID-19 season. And I shot this image with my phone of just one of the dogs in the house. but I didn't want to edit it on my phone. I wanted to sit down so I can take a closer look at the details on a larger screen. And I didn't really have to do anything, just send it into Lightroom and boom, the cloud took over and synced it up for me with no issues. That's an advantage that you have with Lightroom CC. No, it's just called Lightroom. I'm sorry, the names are so confusing. But again, this comes with the Adobe Creative Cloud package, their photography package. I believe you can get it for like $10 a month, or you can just buy a separate license for it, or do like I did, I have the whole suite. We'll have information about the different pricing in the show notes. Now, what is the difference between Lightroom versus Lightroom Classic? Now, on my screen here, I'm going to show you Lightroom Classic. The interface is not quite the same, and that's okay. We still have all of the same tools and so forth that we had inside of Lightroom, where if you look over to the right-hand side, you have your typical menu that you guys have seen me work with in previous episodes of HOP. Exposure sliders and texture and profiles and curves, all of the different tools that you're going to need to make your images look great. So comparing the two, you're going to have a lot of similarities, but the differences, in my opinion, you look at Lightroom versus the classic version of it. The classic version has everything that Lightroom Mobile has and then some. Particularly, you're going to have more of a digital asset management tool built right into Lightroom. Lightroom allows you to pull all of your images in and set up different folders or catalogs in your system. This is really useful if you're doing a photo shoot for a client and you want to keep all of those images separated and away from all of your other personal files, and then Lightroom will just sort of help you keep that organized. I like to use Lightroom to catalog all of my images, and it allows me to put a catalog for each month, each year, set up tags for keywording, because sometimes I'll need to look for an image that could be used for another project or something that's like a stock project, if you will. For example, someone needed a photograph of a microphone, because right now a lot of people are podcasting. So they asked me if I had a nice shot of a microphone that they could use, and I had to go back into my library because I know I've shot images of microphones, but I went back into Lightroom and just did a keyword search. I can show you on my screen here. Not going to necessarily find it on this layout, but you can go in and put in keywords like right here and tag these items, okay, like that. And that's helpful as long as you do that when you first import your images. But then when you want to start coming in and looking for them, you look at this top menu and it gives you all of these different options that you can search for. So if I wanted to type in mic, it should give me that one image. Okay, and there it is. And I'll go back and do that for different projects. You know, if someone is looking for a Clemson image, I can go in and search for Clemson. And of course, we know that's going to bring up a gazillion images, so I have to sort of narrow it down, if you will. But that's the difference between Lightroom versus Lightroom Classic, is that digital asset management option that you have built right in to that software. Now, you can also do a little bit of cloud work inside of Lightroom Classic by creating online catalogs. It's a little bit of a kludgy process, but it's doable. I don't recommend it. I feel if you're going to use some type of online syncing, just stick with the Lightroom mobile version or the Lightroom CC version, if you will, versus the Lightroom Classic. All right. So that is it. This is a pretty straightforward and beautiful sync between these two apps. You're not going to lose a lot of functionality. You're going to be able to hop into the both of them and process your photos and give them that look and feel that you want to your liking and your taste, and still be able to find them later on, whether it's in the cloud or whether it's somewhere on your hard drive or a NAS somewhere. Okay? That's it for this week's episode of Hands-On Photography. I appreciate you all hopping in. If you have any questions about Lightroom or some photography compositions, or just would like for me to critique your photos, feel free to shoot me a message. You can shoot an email at hop@twit.tv, and we'll check that inbox and go through and just answer any questions that you may have. Feel free to tag us online. You can follow me on Twitter at @ant_Pruitt, as well as Instagram @_Pruitt. And also check out our TWiT Instagram page. We have a lot of fun on Instagram with the TWiT account where you get to see a lot of behind the scenes stuff there. That's twit.tv on Instagram. All right, that's it, folks. Appreciate y'all joining in. Make sure you subscribe and download all of those previous episodes so you can get caught up on all of the lessons and get your photography skills up to the next level. We'll catch you next time here on Hands On Photography. Now it's your turn to get out there and create and dominate. Y'all take care.